Hello, everyone. Since Halloween is right around the corner, I thought it would be a good idea to give my informational speech about something a little freaky. My informational speech that I prepared for you today is a speech about the Perron family haunting. For those of you who are unaware of what the Perron family haunting is, it is the true story that the Conjuring movie was based off of. During the winter of 1970, Roger and Carolyn Perron wanted to find a home with more space for their 5 daughters, Andrea, Nancy, Christine, Cindy, and April. After looking for a new home, the Perrons had their eyes set on an old farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island. With 14 rooms, a spacious porch, and a huge yard, the Perrons purchased what they thought was their perfect home. Little did they know their lives were going to change drastically. It didn't take the Perrons very long to figure out they weren't alone. As they arrived at their new house, they noticed the previous owners had left a note on them, on the door. For the sake of your family, leave the lights on at night. Confused, the Perrons ignored what was on the note and proceeded to move all their belongings inside. As they were finished putting all their belongings inside, they decided it would be a good idea to check the grounds. And as they did, they experienced weird smells and strange noises. Days went by, and the weird smells and strange noises turned into something freakier. The Perrons noticed that their belongings would be misplaced. It would be scattered throughout the property. The children would blame each other for their misplaced items, and many of these incidents were directed to the second youngest, Cindy. As the weeks went by, more unexplained phenomena began to occur. Doors started slamming, all the clocks stopped at 5:15 every morning. Their broom would go missing, and random dirt piles would pop up around the inside of the house. They even would hear the sound of a broom sweeping at night. The creepiest part is that they would smell rotten flesh wafting throughout their home. But this was just the tip of the haunting iceberg. Due to all the escalating events, Carolyn decided to research the history of their new home. Of the new house, and found something shocking. She found that there had been many deaths and even murders that occurred on the property. There apparently was a woman who participated witchcraft and victimized her 3 children. As she was about to be arrested for murder, she hung herself in the backyard. As months passed, they decided to see apparitions of a little boy, a little girl, and a woman wearing a gray dress. But the boy and the girl were the least of their worries. When the Perrons started to see the woman in the gray dress, the atmosphere turned from calm to hostile. Carolyn would say the woman would mainly target her and appear alongside her bed, yelling for her to get out. Carolyn was even poked in the leg with a nail while she was sleeping. Now, fearing for their lives, Carolyn and Roger decided to move out of their house. Unfortunately, at this time, the U.S. was going through a recession and there were no buyers. They couldn't even afford to walk away from their house. 4 months after their parents moved in, the hostility radiated from Carolyn to the entire family. Chairs started moving on their own. Beds started shaking. Objects started flying. The girls started getting pushed and pulled. Eventually, bruises started appearing all over Carolyn's body. Carolyn realized she needed to get help fast. She contacted demonologists and a medium, Ed and Lorraine Warren. When they arrived, Lorraine sensed a dark presence in the house. She also stated that there was a woman accused of murder and witchcraft that resided in the house. Ed and Lorraine Warren conducted a seance to try to talk to the spirits, but it only made matters worse. It is said that Carolyn was picked up and thrown across the room. This drove the Warrens to discontinue the seance and leave. After the Warrens left, the spirits remained inside the house and tormented the family. After 10 years, the Perrons finally were able to leave their home and move to Georgia, but unfortunately, that was at little effect. Andrea, the oldest daughter, said in an interview that they were still being haunted to this day.